Dun 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 dun
And
dun dun.
OBS looks good.
Everything looks good, yeah.
Woo! So, Crash Banuka.
Cash Banuka. Cash
Yeah,
Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoochie.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like that loading screen. Kind of low effort.
Yeah.
So
So,
one of the main things I can say about this game is that its lack of art direction kind of comes from a place of being kind of weirdly developed. I'll
yeah.
explain later. You first.
Uh, so the reason we are playing this is because Bobby Kotick is no longer part of Activision Blizzard, so we're finally comfortable playing these games, and also Toys for Bob just went independent.
Toys for Bob didn't make this game. This is Vicarious Visions.
I thought, shit, what did Toys for Bob do?
They did Spyro Reignited and
Right,
the
right,
fourth Crash.
right. Okay, you can understand why I thought this was Toys for Bob then.
Yeah, fair enough. But Vicarious Visions was known for making Crash Bandicoot games even way before this one.
Yeah, yeah, sorry, I thought this was the one. All right, forget everything I said. We'll save that for the Spyro.
No. It's still valid.
Yeah. The, so the reason why I wanted to bring that up was because
We wanted to do this for a while.
yeah, we wanted to do this for a while, and
I'm in a
also
hole.
the reason why I thought this was Toys for Bob because Crash and Spyro were like kind of a duality, if that makes sense. Like they were always uh they were to PlayStation what like Mario and Zelda were to Nintendo.
That's fair.
Like they always felt like as a pair.
They even had multiple crossovers, yeah, and
Yeah,
similar development histories.
Crash Purple and Spyro Orange.
Awful games.
I kind of want to imagine if Nintendo put those on the Switch collection, the Game Boy Advance Switch collection.
Brutal.
Well, if it isn't Crash Bandicoot, welcome. I apologize for the crude means used to bring you here, but I'd rather expect a written invitation would have been turned down. I need your help. Surrounding you are a series of 5 doors. Through each door lies a well-hidden crystal. The crystals look like this. Bring me the crystals, Crash. That is all I will say for now. We will speak again.
Do you want to do the Easter egg first?
The one where you piss him off.
Yeah, let's do that first.
Yes, obviously.
Do, 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 do.
What was that noise?
What? I think that was an enemy.
It was like a.
Yeah, it was like. I think that was like.
Oh,
Oh, it was,
that's
yeah,
the
the
armadillo.
armadillo.
So one of the interesting things about the development of this game in particular is basically Activision had been wanting to make a new Crash Bandicoot game for years because they had the license, they might as well, and it was pretty much guaranteed money.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to fund it themselves. So what they ended up doing was they essentially waited for Sony to offer them, an offer they couldn't refuse. Just sort of wait for Sony to offer to foot the bill. And the N.Sane trilogy was kind of not so much It wasn't something they farted out, but it wasn't something that had a lot of build up time to it. It kind
Don't
of
get it. Don't get
rushed
it.
into development. Yep, I know.
Okay. Okay.
I'm having a bad day. I usually I can just make that jump easy.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hey Aku, what you doing?
Aku aku.
Bonk. I love the crash dance.
Oh, absolutely.
No, 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 Crash.
That
The world, I need crystals. Crystals! One more time. They look like this. Crystals, Crash. Go back through one of those doors and bring me crystals.
I think he has 3 interactions.
I believe so. Yes.
Let's try for the all boxes gem then.
Yep.
God, Crash Bandicoot was so fun growing up. I'm not I'm not sure how I feel about the N.Sane trilogy. Like for those of you who have played it and played the original, y'all know what I mean. But the hitboxes feel different.
They are different. That's not
Yeah,
even.
because they're pills in this one as opposed to cylinders.
Yes, which is admittedly a an issue.
Yeah.
Also,
It causes.
it's very clear it was also very rushed.
Yeah. And also, certain things on Crash 3,
Are not as good.
like the. Like, any vehicle in Crash 3.
One, two, three, four, five.
That was.
Dang it. Ah well.
Hey, yeah, you got a checkpoint in here.
And thankfully, it's not a one life and you're done run anymore.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. I used the hell out of the slide jump.
Oh, fuck.
Get up there, still.
No, it's a little trickier now.
And but it's the same height as the other platform.
That's the problem. It's a bit of a further gap, and also these ostriches, they're just a little too short.
I guess you can die and try again.
Yeah, it's tricky. I hate these ostriches. They're
Oh
like,
yeah, no, they fucking suck.
yeah, I hate them.
So, one thing I wanted to talk about today. Over the week, it was announced that Akira Toriyama unfortunately passed away.
Yes, I have heard about that.
Yeah, that's sad. He is literally a legend.
Oh,
Like,
he's the father of so much, so much. Many people were inspired by Dragon Ball.
oh yeah, and not just Dragon Ball. He had so many other works as well, like Doctor Slump and
Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z.
Chrono Trigger, Dragon Quest. There we go.
I hate those things.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really sad, and he like he created and codified so many things. Like every beam struggle, every beam struggle, you have him to credit for. You know,
And I love me a good beam struggle.
oh yeah, every
Fuck.
every rival that's always that's just 2 steps behind the protagonist at every stage. Uh, you have him
Oh, come on.
to credit for. Like
Just slightly.
there's so many characters who are referred to as the Vegeta of a series. You know.
Sasuke
Um,
Uchiha is the Vegeta of his series.
yeah, yeah, literally.
Yeah, but I'd personally take a Vegeta over a Sasuke Uchiha.
Yeah. Knuckles is the Vegeta of Sonic.
And Sonic literally glows yellow and has
Yeah,
red
Super
eyes.
Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super Sonic is basically Sonic's version of Super Saiyan. Like the 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 reach of Toriyama's influence is beyond just anime. Like there's a reason.
I'm just gonna skip the turtles.
Yeah.
This is completely unreal.
Like
There's so many works of art that would not exist in the way they are today without the influence of Akira Toriyama. So I take
yeah.
this moment to just sort of do a belly flop in his honor.
uh
Dang it.
yeah, he and the various people who have been influenced by him have put out some really heartfelt statements. Like the creator of Naruto stated that they wish that like they want the Dragon Balls to be real so that they could wish Toriyama back, but also acknowledge that it would be a selfish wish and Toriyama would disapprove of it.
Absolutely. I
Yeah,
absolutely get that. Fuck. There's one I
this
missed.
one.
I don't worry. I'm gonna have to go back for this anyway.
Yeah.
Speaking
Uh,
of
Oda,
oh,
the
yeah.
creator of One Piece, their comment was that,
Mm.
hold on.
Look up at the doorway. There is a big crystal-shaped slot. Fill all 5 crystal slots in this warp room by retrieving 1 crystal from each of the 5 areas. Only after we have filled all of the slots in this room can we continue on our quest. This is the last time I remind you.
Okay, so this is the last one.
No,
Unless
I
he
think
does one more.
he does one more where he's like, I'm pretty sure he does one more where he's like so fucking frustrated.
Okay, we're gonna find out.
Yeah. But yeah, Oda's had an amazing uh uh statement that ended with something I believe it was may heaven be as uh may heaven be as delightful as you envisioned it.
Dang.
Yeah. What was your favorite arc in Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball, like any of the Dragon Ball properties.
Uh, I really liked. I'm gonna be honest, Broly.
That's
Some of
fair.
the Broly stuff. I mean, I love a lot of it. The Broly stuff just has like that weird special place in my heart.
Oh yeah, his power is maximum.
Fuck.
For me, I'd have to say the Cell Saga.
That's fair. The Cell Saga is really good, and there's not even pretending with that one.
Oh yeah, no. Cell is an amazing villain. He's definitely my favorite.
It's so funny when you like remember that like Frieza was meant to be Akira Toriyama's fear and
Land
hatred of
of landlords
yeah, no,
or
no
real estate.
real estate agents, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's right though. Real estate agents fucking suck.
Oh, absolutely.
Um, yeah. I think that I think Cell is definitely one of my favorite villains.
He's a top tier villain, I think, in like any media. There's so many villains that are like just
Amazing.
Cell again, and they're all great.
Oh yeah. I think other than Cell, King Piccolo is my fave.
That's fair.
God, this year's Piccolo Day is gonna be so fucking sad.
On a side topic, um, there's a new Hollywood scandal.
Oh boy.
Did you see any trailers for the movie The Holdovers?
Oh, I heard that was like plagiarized.
That's the plagiarism I'm about to refer to.
Yeah.
But The Holdovers was basically a movie that came out last year and is said to be and is basically being trumped up. What's the word? Like beefed up
Hyped
to
up.
be piped up to be like one of the big Oscar nominees this
Oh, it's
year.
Oscar bait.
Well, it's also apparently a really good movie. There
Oh,
we
that's
go.
where the box is.
Haha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't sneak past us.
Yeah. So it's meant to be like it's one of the big Oscar buzz movies this year, and according to some very very hard evidence, um, it's a plagiarized story, which is extra hilarious considering the person who did the plagiarism added in a scene. Uh, so
Condemning
according to
plagiarism.
the creator, Stevenson, I believe, uh, he's basically put out like his original script documents showing he sent it to the people who ended up making the movie, et cetera, et cetera. And according to him, there's only like 5 scenes that were not in the original script he made.
So,
Oh, embryo.
you are helping Cortex gather crystals. Yet you have acquired a gem. Interesting. Well, Crash, know this. As long as you are allied with Cortex, you are my sworn enemy, and I will do anything in my power to stop you. If the fate of the world is truly your concern, you must gather the gems, not the crystals. If you obtain all 42 gems, I can use them to focus a laser. Yes, a laser beam that will destroy Cortex and the space station he has created. Until then, I must use my forces to stop you from gathering crystals.
I love Embryo.
I love embryo too. I love his interpretation in Mind Never Mutant.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's the one where Dingo Dial is not a villain, right?
No, that's Crash 4.
Okay.
Mind Over Mutant is it's the continuation of the Crash of the Titans series.
Oh, right, with the weird Aku Aku.
Yes. Also, I think by Vicarious Visions. No, I'm not sure. I think that was Radical. I can't.
Which is the one where you're handcuffed to
Cortex.
yeah.
That's Twin Sanity, and that is by and that is by I think that's by Vicarious Visions or it's somebody.
Yeah.
Basically, a brand new studio was made just to make Crash games by pilfering talent from like Vicarious Visions and other companies. Oh, Vicarious Visions made the games on Game Boy Advance. That's what I'm thinking about.
Oh, so like Crash Purple.
No, no. More like Crash Huge Adventure. You're probably not familiar with that one.
Yeah, no, I'm not familiar with that one.
Anyway, it's a game that was for the Game Boy Advance, and it's pretty okay at best.
What if we played the Spyro Game Boy Advance games?
Yeah, that could be fun. I know those. I wouldn't be beating them because they require 100% completion.
God.
because the developers are sick, twisted individuals.
Yeah.
Why are you storing that in your skull, Crash?
Because there's a lot of empty space there.
Crash. I knew I could rely on you. Now listen carefully. These holograms are hard to maintain. During the course of my intellectual pursuits, I have stumbled across a force that
Yeah, he's got such bad jaundice.
The crystals are the only
The yellowing of the face.
Yeah.
He was also a circus clown.
It is imperative, therefore, that you bring them to me.
Lex Lang is so good.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this right now. This is my big criticism.
Yeah.
But for Cortex, so what they do is they always go back to like some sort of default model whenever like they change expression, and
Yeah.
whenever they like fade away, did you notice?
Yeah.
For Embryo and Cortex, it's less noticeable, but for Coco, it's really blatant,
Yeah.
which is like just egregious, and I hate it. Boom.
Oh, what is it that the penguin says in Crash Crash Team Racing?
I think he uses some sort of default voice.
No, like, because he says something, like there was a test.
Oh, Penguin
Like-
Ye 1.
Yes.
Yes, there's a whole thing where like because the character wasn't finished in time for the game, he was left out of he was left out and was mostly just like a test character. That people discovered they can actually like oh, my
That
dash
they can
was-
actually unlock.
that yeah you could actually unlock, and cool on the people who discovered it, but because they never recorded many dialogue options, much dialogue.
It was just the
The developer
just the
going
person-
Penguin Yay 1, Penguin Yay 2.
I think it's like, because it got like, it ended up getting referenced in the Crash Team Racing remake.
Yes, Nitro Kart,
Yeah.
Nitro Fueled, which is a
Yeah.
super good game. I would definitely play Nitro Fueled. That is a top tier game right there. Not even gonna pretend. Like excellent
Is it-
racing game.
Does it have online multiplayer?
Yes.
If whenever I get a new computer, I'd be down to play it.
Oh, it doesn't have a PC port.
Oh, and you can't play with PS5 people.
It might have
Wait.
crossplay, but I have the Switch version.
Oh wait, yeah, we could just do Switch then.
Yeah.
I'd be down to play on the Switch if I had it.
Yeah, I could probably get it for you. It's probably still in the digital store.
No, I can get it myself. I'll
Okay.
probably also get it to for Biddy as well, so that
That's
the
fair.
three of us
The
can
main
play.
issue I find with it is that a lot of the character skins are
Crash 4 related.
no. You see, this is back when Activision was trying to pull a big sneaky, and what they
Uh,
did was they would make games and then later they would port in microtransactions.
oh no. So all of the games are microtransaction, or all of the skins you gotta buy.
Yes, but they increased the amount of currency you get per race um, drastically after Activision decided they weren't interested in pursuing any more seasons.
Yeah. I remember this level. This is the level that you kept dying on when we played Crash 2, like regular Crash 2.
Did we? I don't remember.
Not on the channel.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, it's a tricky level.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I
okay.
remember because there was like one jump that you kept fucking up at.
There's a lot of jumps I fuck up at.
I know, but there was like one in particular.
Oh fuck! I should not have done the slide. That's on me. That should have been
Yeah, I have no
obvious.
idea what the hell who you were thinking.
You can slide off of explosives in Crash
Crash
4.
3. Oh.
Oh, did you see the Crash jittering right there?
Oh yeah. Man, I got stuck on like
Ooh,
um
blue route.
I got stuck on like on the bonus platform. It was real weird because it didn't like
No,
center
fuck
me.
no.
Wow. It didn't center me when I stepped on it, and I got stuck outside of the invisible walls on it while still being on the platform.
Oh, I hate that. Dun 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 dun. See, he still jitters a little.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things I'd love to play on the channel. I really want to do Pokemon Coliseum.
That could be fun.
Yeah. We would have to work very hard to not just steal Jello Apocalypse jokes.
I haven't seen Joe Apocalypse. Oh, Pokemon Coliseum. I thought you meant Pokemon Stadium. I would
No.
love to do Coliseum though. I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
pretend. But like all the Jello Apocalypse jokes are like the really obvious ones anyway.
I know.
It's obvious Umbreon and Espeon are gonna get together.
What if they're like Goku and Vegeta?
Hmm. Maybe.
Where like what if it's like Team 4 Stars Goku and Vegeta?
Maybe. We'll discuss when we get there.
Yeah. We'll just do whatever feels natural.
That's fair.
'Cause jokes are like can't really force them.
Yeah. You try to force a joke and you're just gonna get a really wet fart.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you get to see those two in like the background. That's kind of cute. That's attention to Crash Bandicoot detail.
Yeah. So who are those two?
The piranha plants.
Yeah, no, I know. Oh,
They're
this is I think just past this check. I think this is where you always fucked up.
yeah, probably.
Oh no, I'm thinking of one with lily pads. Your level with lily pads?
No, I don't remember a level with lily pads.
Or maybe like flower. It was something about like platforms that were temporary.
We may never know. Box, box, box gem. Woo.
This the Crash series was really good about rewarding collectibles.
Oh, absolutely. Crash 4 gets very brutal with it, though. I'm not even gonna pretend.
I never finished Crash 4.
There's two boxes in Crash 4 where if you do the I'll let him talk.
3 crystals. Not bad. I see you are getting the hang of it. I need to conserve power.
Huh, see? Hang 8. That's the last level.
After you retrieve the 5th crystal.
Level 3 was hang 8. You get it?
Yeah, cause surfing.
You get it? He said the hang of it. Hang 8.
Oh.
Yeah. What was I
Alright.
talking about?
I don't know. Wait, why'd you go back into Hang 8?
There's a challenge.
Okay.
The moment I hit these docks, I have 1 minute and like 59 seconds, 57 seconds, 60, 50 to beat the level.
Yeah, no, I see. I see it in the bottom right. Does it count like checkpoint?
I have to do it in one go.
Oh.
Fuck.
Um,
There's no reset level button.
Cra-
Fuck.
Crash 4 is what we were talking about.
Yes. There were two boxes in Crash 4. Where if you do the bonus area, you know the little bonus platform that
Yeah.
sweeps you away. If you do
can't-
that before you collect one of them, you can't collect it.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
Yes. Basically, it's like a stack of tires, and if you jump on one, but don't, and if you don't jump on one before you get the bonus mission, then it does. Then when the bonus mission comes back down, it's gonna seal it off.
Oh, that's awful.
It's ingeniously frustrating, and the game is filled with shit like that.
Yeah, no, I stopped playing because the way I play is I try to get every box in one go if possible. But I stopped playing on like one of the rail sections.
Oh, it's brutal. It gets absolutely brutal.
I think I was like 3 worlds in,
Oh yeah,
not 3 levels in, like 3 worlds in.
yeah, I get that. The entire game is brutal like that. The final world is like absolutely insane because because every single one of them is like a long slog.
With
They're
no
even
check.
they're long. They're all endurance challenges, and then they get
Yeah.
longer and longer.
Yeah, no, like it didn't feel like a fair difficulty.
I mean, I did do some of like the super hard levels like perfectly. There's a few people who have like they're insane, but like, hey, insane. You get what I did?
I know, but what I'm saying is it didn't feel like it was a fair difficulty.
I get that.
Like it felt like it was going out of its way to be unplayable.
It's very much a case of the people making it are people who are fans of the original.
Yeah, but
This-
even the original wasn't that hard.
That's
It's people who probably like
who
it's
played the
like
original like a million times.
no. It's like, you know, whenever you see, oh god, Who's the person? Who's that one YouTuber that like plays? Like each day they post a video of like playing 10 Souls-like games.
Sunlight
And
Blade.
huh?
Sunlight Blade.
No, no.
There's a few of them.
Yeah, there's one in particular who like exclusively plays Souls-like games, and a lot of the games that plays are just bullshit difficulty. Like, because Dark Souls is hard, but it's also fair.
All of its challenges are surmountable because they're well designed.
Yes, and there's usually some trick to it that you can figure out.
Dun, 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 dun. I wish
And I
this would
hate.
pull out a bit more.
Yeah, I was about to say I really hate backwards sections.
Thankfully, Crash 4 doesn't do anything this bullshit, but it does do like hidden platforms that are like impossible to find.
Oh, that's awful.
I mean, to be fair, if you have like a guide, it's easier, but you shouldn't have to use a guide.
Yeah.
Fuck.
At least you got a checkpoint.
Yeah, I can go back around. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, the where I was going with that is it feels like someone who is aware that the original was difficult but didn't really understand why or why it was in a difficulty range that's fun to play that without tipping over to frustrating.
It's definitely difficult, and I like to give the benefit of the doubt and be like, yeah, Toys for Bob intended people to have a lot of trouble so they would come back later, kind of deal.
But that's
Activision, the company, was in this sort of mentality where they have to make everything super replayable.
uh it's like the same mentality that that Rare had when making Donkey Kong 64, where the collectibles of Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie were or the
Manageable.
yeah, Banjo Tooie wasn't out yet or in development yet. But the collectibles of Banjo Kazooie
Bah! The same jump,
were
really.
popular,
Yeah.
so they decided to go further beyond with all the collectibles
I can just spin that guy? Fuck.
of DK64. Don't get
That's-
me wrong, I enjoyed DK64 a whole lot. Like I 101%ed it on the channel.
Absolutely, I
But
remember that.
well, you weren't there for
I
that.
wasn't there for that, but I do remember you did it.
Yeah. We had an entire episode that was literally 2 hours of
Are you
Beaver
kidding me?
Bob. Wow. Wow, they gave you a pity, Aku.
I don't want to pity Aku.
Die then.
No. I'll do it without taking a single hit.
Allegedly.
I don't do weed. How dare you?
So today's been overall a pretty decent day for me.
That's fair.
Because we finally got the snake out of the old apartment and into the new place.
Congratulations to the snake.
Yeah, yeah. We also replaced his bedding and cleaned out the cage. Well, it's not a cage; it's a tank
Mm.
specifically for reptiles. But we changed out its bedding and got a new bulb for its lamp. Um, and he is really enjoying it. Um, then my dad came over and fixed up repaired our our dryer. So now we have a working dryer.
Excellent.
Yeah. And we also got the
Just making sure.
washer working. So we no longer
Ah,
have to...
fuck!
Wow.
This is the problem with these pill-shaped hitboxes.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I know.
Dun, 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 dun. The music still bops.
Another problem is the shadows.
Oh yeah.
Because in the original, there was always a circular shadow under Crash to let you know where he was. But here, it's like dynamic shading. It's his shadow, the actual shape of his body, and it blends, and it's not as hard of a shadow.
That yeah. This is why.
And
This is why like. Like I said, it's very clear that the game was sort of rushed through development, so they didn't have a lot of time to like test.
yeah, if it wasn't so hard to mod, then there would probably definitely be mods to fix the hitbox and the shadow.
I think that's part of why it's like notoriously hard to mod because like whatever they did, it you can't you can't change any of it.
Yeah.
Apparently, it has to do with how they set up the files. Like the files are all like within each other to an extent.
Sure, that's a load-bearing bug.
I mean, accurate in some games.
Oh, absolutely. Insert Bethesda game here.
We can't fix the loading screens. If you remove the loading screens, then how are we supposed to blame our developers and overwork them? And also not fix the bugs.
No, you see their features.
Fair enough.
I was gonna laugh so hard if you had forgotten one.
You could have, but I didn't. I was keeping an eye on
Oh,
that the entire time.
yeah.
You can laugh at me aggressively when we play Spyro and I miss out on like one gem and have to recircle around the area again.
I know exactly which gem it is that you're gonna, which gems it's gonna be that you're gonna miss.
Which ones?
The ones behind the building that you first enter the world in. In like, in one of the levels, you gotta like get to the high spot and then glide behind the building.
Oh, I know exactly what you're referring to. And I'm like, oh dear God. Yeah, I probably would forget that. Oh shoot.
Oh wait, no, that's Spyro 1. You're gonna be playing Spyro 2.
Yeah, but Spyro 2 does that too occasionally. I love the animation here.
Oh yeah. So I've been listening to a podcast about SpongeBob
What's it
lately.
called?
SpongeBob Boys. It's by Dire Gentlemen,
Mm.
the two professional writers that did that video on Lily Orchard's writing advice. That was not writing advice at all.
Mostly just griping about Shira and
And Steven Universe.
fair enough.
But yeah, no, Dire Gentlemen.
Oh
They're
fuck. Oh okay. I thought it was gonna stop, and I was like, haha.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They rebranded. They're no longer Dire Gentlemen. They're now We Are Not Alive. What did you expect would happen?
Well, I got stuck.
Allegedly.
I thought I would clip through the box and escape to paradise.
Yeah. So it got so I I've been thinking about what would I do if
Did you see
I
that?
got Yeah, I did. That was awesome. I was thinking about what would I do if I got to make a SpongeBob episode. And I know exactly what I would do if I made a SpongeBob episode.
Oh, what is it?
The premise would be that SpongeBob and Squidward end up making a bet and effectively trying to spend a day as one another. Like it would just be represented by like them wearing each other's shirts, but like they would each have a to-do list that they would have to do.
Mm.
But the twist being it'd be a Squidward torture episode, except SpongeBob is Squidward, so he'd be the one getting the brunt of all the brunt of the abuse
You
that the
can't do that.
universe throws.
You can't do that to SpongeBob.
And meanwhile, Squidward, being playing the role of SpongeBob, would basically be untouchable. I think that would be a neat. And the big twist being that it turns out Squidward's just been buying his shirts from, like, they're like cursed shirts, like a big box. Like SpongeBob buys them in bulk, and like at the end they look at the box they bought the shirts in, and it's like 100% cursed,
Huh.
or your money back.
Ah, they were cheap.
Yeah,
SpongeBob. That's my
yeah.
incredibly poor Squidward impersonation.
No, that was actually gonna be a joke. Like SpongeBob gets to the store and buys them, and the person at the counter is like, you know, we'll sell you a bulk of 20 for only $200, and it's like, oh, that sounds like a really good deal. And then later on, Squidward's like, you do know that they're $5 normally, right? Uh,
I love
Hell
this
yeah!
boss fight. Ripperoo.
Ripperoo is my favorite boss fight, in case you couldn't tell.
Mine is Dingo Dial, but he's not in this game, so we're just gonna have to live with that.
Get fucked. I do like that part of his costume blows off each time.
Absolutely, love it. It's the attention to detail, you know.
Oh yeah.
I think he's got a great design. He was meant to show up in Crash
Crash
4, but
4?
he didn't.
It's
Um,
a shame.
sort of a last minute thing where they designed him in it, and he even has a model, but for whatever reason, like they had to leave him out, which sucks because, as I said, it is a great design.
Oh, absolutely. He's very iconic.
How did I survive that? That was very close. Ooh, shoot. What's the space? What's the space this time? There we go. Oh, there we go. Ha!
Nice.
Yay! And he does little twitches. Oh, he's my favorite racer in Crash Team Racing.
Fair.
I love his level.
Yeah. So the way my SpongeBob episode, I would call it like another Sponge's shirt, or a mile in another shirt. Or I don't know, something like, it'd be a pun on the phrase. Uh,
I see that Ripperoo failed to prove much of a challenge yet again.
I love how smarmy Cortex is.
Lexling is great.
Crystals to be gathered.
Oh yeah.
20 to be exact. The planets will align shortly, all 13 of them, and this will create a powerful
There's only 12 planets, you hack.
Properly utilized, however,
Are you counting the one you're on?
absorb and contain the energy.
Crash, is that you? I've been looking everywhere. I don't have much time to
Yeah, it's only 12 planets.
to be careful. Trusting Cortex seems a little unwise, Crash. I can't keep the data path open much longer. Crash, you need to
I'm making a joke about Pluto. Forgive me.
Hell yeah! I love how Coco is immediately like, I can't, I'm trying to help you, I can't, and then here's Coco from the future.
Oh, I can't bear it.
It's, yeah. Coco, how could, Ash would never do it.
At least she got lives out of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
oh, this is a crash only level, huh?
get fucked.
Yeah, there's a few of those.
Yeah. So, specifically my SpongeBob episode, it would be titled, the title would be based on the pun of, like, walking a mile in another man's shoes.
And I would walk 500 miles.
Yeah. So I call it, like, a mile in one's shirt, or, like, another sponge's shirt, or
Fair
something.
enough.
But it would start in the Krusty Krab, because all
Obviously.
bad episodes start in the Krusty Krab, for modern SpongeBob.
All bad?
That's like, well, okay, the episodes that start in the Krusty Krab are either really, really bad, or really, or are the few good episodes of modern SpongeBob.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, it would start with like a tire screeching outside, and then suddenly the little paddle wheel of Squidward's bike rolls through the door, and then like Squidward walking in, angry and injured, like at the basically at the end of a Squidward torture episode, because there are a lot like. I feel real bad for Squidward. He needs to have a success.
Holy shit, that was tight.
You've seen the episode House Fancy, right?
Yeah, probably. Haven't in a while.
It's the episode with the couch.
I think so. As I said,
You
it's
would-
been a while.
You would remember.
Haha. I got everything. See?
Yeah. So in House Fancy, they try to move. At one point, they try to move Squidward's couch, and SpongeBob drops it on Squidward's foot,
Oof.
like the leg of it on his foot, and they do a close up of Squidward's toenail being it's really bad, and he ends up losing the toenail on screen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Speaking of smacking feet against table legs or chair legs or sofa legs, specific sofa legs. There was a rainstorm this week, and then like in the middle of the night, I went and said to myself, "Wait a minute, did I plug in the pump in the basement for if it floods, just to make sure that the basement doesn't flood?" And so I'm walking downstairs, and I trip over my own shoes, and
Jesus.
and smack my foot high speeds into my sofa.
Ah.
It hurt. In fact, it hurt for like the next 2 days.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. That fucking sucks.
To be fair, it didn't hurt in a way that it's like, oh, it's definitely broken. It hurt more in a way that's like, yeah, I
this is the
wasn't.
jump. told you.
You can't tell me it was the jump. It was the jump that I was bad at. You screwed me over. You knew that would mess me up.
What? No.
You plotted against me. How could you?
Uh. So yeah, Squidward be coming to the Krusty Krab angry and injured. Uh. And then SpongeBob will be like, it's not so bad. It's like, not so bad. You have no idea how difficult it is. Blah, 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 conversation. And then SpongeBob will be like, oh, yeah, well, my life is way harder. And then they
SpongeBob would
make it be,
never.
huh?
SpongeBob is a ray of sunshine. He would never do that to Squidward.
Well, no, it'd be like, you think your life is hard. Um, I have a very full schedule that I need to do.
SpongeBob frolicking in the fields chasing
No,
jellyfish is not a
yeah, no,
schedule.
no, that would be one of the activities, though.
I mean, yeah,
So,
that's the joke.
so it'd be like, anywho, they would agree. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's definitely the jump. They would agree to like try to spend a day as doing each other's uh like. So it would be they would finish up their shift at the Krusty Krab, and then on SpongeBob's to-do list, he is going to go jellyfishing with Patrick. Uh, at the same time, Squidward's list would have him uh doing winding down with a picnic, and uh, and then the next day it would be uh
I thought they were only doing it for one day, not a week.
it'd be like I think it would be like until they give up,
Mm.
until one of them breaks.
Ah. To the
So then
pain.
yeah. So then the next day's to-do list would be uh Squidward just needs to go shopping
You
because he
kidding me?
needs to buy new shirts, while SpongeBob is going to go um is going to try flying an airplane with Patrick, because that is definitely an activity, or it would probably be like hang out with Patrick, but the activity they specifically do would be
Hang gliding.
somehow flying a plane. No, it'd be a plane. Anywho, they would agree, and as soon as they would swap shirts, so SpongeBob would be wearing a brown shirt and Squidward would be wearing a white shirt with a red tie. Oh, there's a secret area you couldn't get to.
Yeah, it's the death route.
I'll get fucked. Um,
Aw.
yeah. So as soon as SpongeBob gets to the cash register, like he would start having the most unreasonable uh customers,
Mm.
and it would be a quick scene where he's just miserable because the customers are so fucking awful.
They're throwing him through a loop. They say everything
Uh,
like 10 times faster, and they're always like really irritated when he asks them to
yeah,
repeat something.
yeah. Meanwhile, Squidward is just pumping out, pumping out Krabby Patties, uh, and finding it like surprisingly easy.
Oh, I forgot you can't. You can't like. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, the second scene, SpongeBob like, oh, that shift was harder than I thought, but I can relax with this picnic, like checking off the uh thing, and he goes to the Jellyfish Fields to have a picnic, and he sees Squidward and Patrick. Patrick be like, uh,
Hey, Blue
Pat.
SpongeBob.
No, it just calls it like he was like, SpongeBob, you look different. Did you get a haircut?
Yeah, that
And
would be
Squidward was
Patrick.
like, yeah. And Squidward is really reluctant to go jellyfishing at first, but then a jellyfish would like he would mention that they always sting him because they do always sting him. That is the joke. Anytime he is near a jellyfish, he gets stung.
Even in the
Um,
video games.
yeah. So, but since today he is playing the part of SpongeBob, like one would just like get close to him and just like gently land in his jellyfishing net, and Squidward would look at it and be like, "Oh wow, it's actually like kind of beautiful," because he's an artist, and
Yeah.
he'd be like, "Oh man, the different shade. I didn't realize it had so many different shades of pink and stuff." And so he would actually start enjoying jellyfishing because it's
That
not dangerous.
laptop is
He's
frozen
got
in the
Squidward.
air.
So I'd have it be he starts painting like a bunch of jellyfish together, and then Patrick sneezes, and all the jellyfish get scared right into SpongeBob, who gets stung a lot.
Oof.
Yeah,
Poor SpongeBob.
yeah. Next up, it would be buying new shirts. Uh, he would he'd go to like a Celadon department, like a tall building that's a department store, like Celadon City in Pokemon. Yeah, a vertical mall basically.
I love
And,
me a good vertical mall.
and he would as he approaches the elevator, he'd comment that the shirt store is on the top floor. Um, so he'd go to the elevator, but as soon as he approaches, like a janitor puts an out of order sign, and he just gestures to the escalator. So he gets on the escalator, goes to the top floor, but his shoelace has got caught in like between the steps of the escalator, so he gets pulled through. As he's SpongeBob anatomy. He gets
Squidward doesn't
pulled.
have shoelaces.
Yeah, but SpongeBob would still wear shoes and pants. He'd just be wearing a brown shirt.
Okay, this jump is really obnoxious. Give me a moment.
Yeah. So he would get like twisted, caught in the gears, and pull deposited back at the bottom, and then the escalator would like sizzle and spark and it'd stop moving. So SpongeBob would have to go up like the 30 flights, like walking, and he gets there. It's like a perfume store or some shit, something that's not like a clothing store, and it's like, hey, I thought there was supposed to be a clothing store at the top floor, and the worker would be like, "Oh no, that's in the west building. This is the east building." And she would gesture out to a window, and there's another building like right next to it that is identical. So he'd have to climb all the way down, and then go into the second department store building and start walking up the escalator. Uh,
Brutal.
Yeah, but as he gets to the top, that one starts working again. Pulls up his arm this time, which he managed to get free. But now it's like a long noodle arm. So then he focuses like he like tenses, like flexes really hard, and it like retracts his arm, but smacks him in the face like a goddamn sticky hand. But
Mm.
buys the shirts in bulk for $200, despite them only being $5 individually. And then cut to Patrick uh and uh Squidward, and they're both each in a plane, and Squidward's like, "Wow, I've never actually flown a plane before. It's surprisingly easy, and Bikini Bottom looks really beautiful from this angle." And he pulls out an easel to start painting it, but when you see it, you see like the painting is like the top floor of the building with SpongeBob looking out the window, and then he pulls it, sees heading right towards it. So he crashes not through it. It like does the thing where like because buildings would be metal,
Mm.
it folds in, so only like the tip of the plane is like stuck in it. So Squidward just like climbs out, and like parachutes, after it's like stuck in it, and SpongeBob is like, "Whew, that could have been a lot worse." And then the building starts tipping over.
I don't think you can show planes hitting buildings anymore in media.
Oh no, I guess no, I know, but but then so it would crash, fall. SpongeBob would get out from under the rubble, injured, but he's got SpongeBob anatomy. He's been flattened multiple times. He'd be like, "Ah, at least I'm still alive." And then cut to Patrick being like, "Oh, that looks like so much fun." Crashes into the second building, which starts to tip over and crush SpongeBob. A
Yeah,
second
I
time,
don't think you'd be allowed to show that on TV.
but I want to.
Fair enough. I know
I
the
would,
vibe.
yeah. Anywho, after SpongeBob crawls out of the second rubble pile, he'd be like fed up and like try to force the shirt back onto Squidward, and then they would have like a tussle. Uh, Squidward would be like, "No, I'm finally
I'm
found
finally
something.
happy.
Yeah, I finally found something that makes me happy. I don't want to
SpongeBob.
go back." And then, like,
Then he has to go back to boating school.
no, no, no. Uh, uh, I mean, boating school would probably be the alternate scene if they didn't let Patrick and Squidward doing 9/11
Yeah, I
be a
kind of
thing.
wanted to avoid saying that.
Oh no, that's totally what it is. Look, Patrick absolutely would do that,
I mean, yes,
especially
Patrick would,
modern
but
Patrick. Modern Patrick is so fucking evil.
I haven't seen a single episode of modern SpongeBob, so I have to take your word for that.
It is like modern. It's yeah. So anywho, uh, it basically ended with them fighting, and then like as they do, like a storm starts brewing and starts like lightning starts striking all of the shirts as they're doing a tussle.
That's kind of funny. That
Yeah,
visual.
and then eventually, uh, they would come to realize that it's just Squidward's shirts have all been cursed. Like he's been buying cursed shirts because they're cheap, and that's why his life sucks. I like Squidward as a character, and I'm tired of all of the Squidward torture episodes. So I'd want an episode where he gets to have a W.
That's
Like
fair.
he hasn't had a really good win since Bandicoot.
No.
At least he get another chance to do it.
Yeah, I got time.
Yeah.
Alternate universe theory.
Well, this is Coco as the time traveler. Like this is the one from Crash 3.
Fair enough. I've always liked Coco's design more than Crash's.
Oh, absolutely. You know that if they didn't put Coco as playable, they people would have definitely modded. Didn't the boulder destroy the blocks in the original?
Not those. Those are specifically positioned to be out of the way. It's to. It's
Oh.
so that you have to.
Yeah, makes sense.
That one it would have gotten. Yeah, it's to encourage you to make that risky move.
Yeah. I like how she skates
Yeah.
on the ice. What about you? If you had a SpongeBob episode, what would you do?
Well, I haven't seen SpongeBob in actual years, so
Which
I
means
wouldn't.
you'd probably write something way better than current SpongeBob.
Let me think. I like Sandy. Sandy's one of my favorite characters. I'd probably do a Sandy-centric episode.
I really hate how dirty they've been doing Sandy. She's been boiled down to just unethical scientist.
The team mom.
No, unethical scientist. Like,
How?
you know how she's a smart scientist? Now she's gotten rid of ethics.
Oh, that's horrible.
Look, there's an episode, and it's gonna sound like I'm making it up, but I swear to you, I am not.
Can't you kill the eels? I think you can kill the eels.
Nope.
No. They stole my
So
ability to kill the eels.
there's an episode where Sandy what the was that supposed to open?
No,
Oh,
it's intentionally like that. It's so that you don't realize it. It's something you can go through.
that's weird. Uh,
No,
so yeah,
it's because it's a room full of like deadly traps. This is the hidden death route.
I see.
Ah, dang it.
So yeah, what it is uh some hipsters are eating Krabby. It starts in the Krusty Krab. Uh, some hipsters are eating Krabby Patties, and they're like, "Ugh, it's good, but I want something different." And SpongeBob freaks out and is like, "Ah, Mr. Krabs, they're asking for something different."
Just
Like,
make the pizza
ah,
again.
I wish that would have been better than what happens.
The return of
Is
the Krusty Krab pizza for
like
you and me.
he's like, ah, don't worry, I'll promise you something different. It's our brand new menu item. And SpongeBob's like, a new menu item? He's like, yeah, I've been keeping it a secret from you. And he goes in the fridge, goes through a secret path in the freezer, and then Sandy is under there. And SpongeBob's like, "Oh, Sandy, what are you doing here?" It's like, "Ah, I was hired to experiment on Krabby Patties." SpongeBob's like, "Oh, but the Krabby Patty is perfect as is. Why would you need to experiment on them to try and make them better?" And she's like, "Oh, watch this," and makes like a radioactive Krabby Patty. It's like orange. It's made of like orange goo, and it floats. And they bring that to the hipsters and it's like, here it is, it's different. They're like, wow, this is different, and everyone eats it. And then uh Krabs is like, after a while, Krabs like holding something, he's like, oh, it feels real bad. And SpongeBob's like, ah, you're growing sesame seeds. And Mr. Krabs turns into a Krabby Patty monster. And then so does everyone who ate it. And then they start forcing it into it becomes a zombie apocalypse kind of thing. And Sandy's like, I shouldn't have eaten 40. Uh and so the Krabby Patty zombies are like walking up to people, and they're like, "Eat me," and grab a chunk of the patty flesh, and shove them into the mouths of people who then become Krabby Patty monsters. And then they
Say
go to plank.
psych.
What?
Say
No,
psych.
no, no, because that would make me a liar.
Please say
Um,
psych.
so they go to Plankton because he learns that Plankton is like the last one who's not affected by, like, the last one, because he's just been in the chum bucket. He doesn't know jack shit about what's going on. He's been trying to make better chum, and so um he ends up getting infected pretty fast. He's like, have a slider, because he's tiny.
Why are
And
you watching
so
Modern SpongeBob? Why are you doing this to yourself and to me?
I heard about this episode. I thought it was made up, and I wanted to check, and it's not made up. So,
Oh,
Plankton has spent the entire day, like, stacking all of his bags of chum, and that's why he didn't know about it. So SpongeBob starts climbing the bags of chum. Oh,
oh.
hold on.
10 of 25 crystals. You're on your way. I'm running low on power, so communication from this point will be difficult. Remember, I'm counting on you.
Yeah. So, yeah, SpongeBob starts climbing.
Oh, dang it. It has to be a
Fuck,
crash fight. Oh,
get bucked. Starts climbing the tower of
chum.
bags of chum, and some of it falls into Patrick's mouth. Patrick got turned because he just saw Krabby Patty zombie walking by and wanted it, and just took a random bite out of it
Oh,
because,
that's on
you
me.
know, Patrick. Anywho, he vomits out the radioactive Krabby Patty, and SpongeBob's like, "Oh, chum cures them because it makes them vomit." And then and it's not like they don't vomit it out like vomit. Like, they vomit out this orange goo that then reshapes into the radioactive Krabby Patty.
Ew.
Yeah. So what do you think Patrick does
He
immediately
he eats it
after?
again.
Yep, he eats it again. It becomes the Krabby Patty zombie again. But SpongeBob starts just feeding it to people, and then everyone's cured, and they're like, "Who want?" And SpongeBob's like, "See, the Krabby Patty didn't need a change. Now, who wants a good classic Krabby Patty?" And everyone's like, "Yay! Let's go to the Krusty Krab." And so they do. Meanwhile, Plankton's like, "Wait, who's gonna pay for all this?" And he's or who's gonna clean up this mess? And gestures to, like, all the chum that's all over his lab.
Oof. Poor
It's a bad
Plankton.
episode. It's a bad, bad episode. And I wish I was making it up.
I just want to have a Kung Fu Sandy again. That'd be how I would do it.
Yeah.
All right, we are an hour 20 minutes in. Oh,
Good show, Crash. The Komodo brothers obviously lack your mettle. But now's not the time to get cocky. There are still many crystals to obtain. Remember, the world is counting on you.
Yeah. So the episode is called. Do you already have a gem in that one?
no.
Oh, weird. It looks like one of the gems was already in there. The episode is called the Krabby Patty Creature Feature.
Oh, I don't want to watch it.
Don't. It's bad.
Fair enough.
I'll send. I can send you screenshots of what the monsters look like.
Maybe.
Not.
There we
Yeah.
go.
It's not good. Oh yeah. At some point, like when SpongeBob first sees the people turning into the Krabby Patty monsters, I think he like screams and his heart is on his tongue,
Huh.
and, th- and then he like swallows it and clutches his chest briefly.
That's not accurate to sponges at all.
Well, they've also given SpongeBob bones numerous times.
A real marine biologist would never make that mistake.
No, like in classic SpongeBob.
Fair,
Like remember the time he broke his fingers,
fair enough.
or the
Joke.
time that remember the ghost episode? Like sponges are known for not having a nervous system,
Mm,
and
fair
yet
enough.
SpongeBob had a brain. Yeah, no, modern SpongeBob, it's very rare to find a good episode.
Wasn't there like there's that show Camp Coral or something where the big reveal is that Sandy is a time traveler or something.
Yeah, it's Camp Coral is bad.
It,
Like,
it's because I believe what happened is like the writers got called out for
yeah,
bringing
see that,
Sandy into the past before she was even like
that
in Bikini Bottom.
yeah. And also, they got called out because Steven Hillenburg specifically said he didn't want any spin-offs, and the only people who claim that he changed his mind on his deathbed are the ones that were trying to get the spin-offs made. Like,
I mean,
I
he
don't,
might have been more open to the idea, but he was also pretty firm in his disinterest.
yeah, like, I do not believe that he changed his mind on the deathbed and only told the people who would stand to gain the most from having spin-offs.
Oh, this one's also timed. Oh well, I can do that later.
Yeah. Oh my god, you heard about the latest James Somerton news?
That he's not the biggest plagiarism case of the year anymore.
I mean, he came out with a second apology video that is even worse than his first apology video.
Didn't he delete the first one?
Yeah, and he's also since deleted the second one.
Just
So
go back and try to bury it. Yeah, that works.
So the second apology video was basically boiled down to, I got hit in the head as a child, and that gave me memory issues, and that's why I plagiarized. But also I have ADHD, and that's why I plagiarized. But also it's all Nick's fault. And also you can't be mad at me for plagiarizing because I was depressed. But also, the plagiarism was because I didn't cite my sources properly as well as I should have. And also, here's all these things that I am going to be like. Here's a movie that I want to make if I can get the funding. So make sure to fund that, and also check out my videos. Like the parts that aren't non-apologies are him advertising himself. And also, the dumbest thing is like he tries to go into like,
No.
oh, you missed one.
Oh, don't worry.
There was
I can live with that. I'm not going for 100%.
when he addresses the whole movie thing, he's like, "Oh, but we didn't have a lot of we didn't have it ended up becoming too big, and that's where the money disappeared to. But we know what we wanted. We just had to get writers and actors and uh, film it and all of that." It's like he basically admits to having literally nothing and then claims that it was too big.
Nothing to show for it.
No, nothing at all. It wasn't even written. It was just vague ideas.
So he got a bunch of money for a movie that he didn't have anything to show for it. Not even like anything even written.
Nothing written. The only thing they had to show for it was was posters. It wasn't just one movie. He had money to for he raised money for an entire production studio and produced and claimed that they were going to be making 8 movies, but didn't have a script, didn't have writers, didn't even have
Oh, I
the
missed that one. That's on
equipment.
me.
Like it was a downright scam. Like straight. Also, the plot of the main movie that he was advertising was stolen from the Final Girl support group, which is the book, I believe.
Mm.
Um,
Plagiarizer's gonna plagiarize, much like that new Oscar bait movie coming out. That's already out with Paul Giamatti.
yeah. Oh yeah. Also, when he's addressing the movie, he's like, you see, my mom who died of cancer wanted me to make a movie, and that's all she wanted from me. So go fund, go give me money so I can fulfill that dream.
That's all she wanted. My mother had no greater ambition for me. I hate those. The fan blades are like way bigger now.
Yeah, it doesn't help that your hitbox is really wonky because of the thing. So anywho, a couple days ago, oh wow, you did it. A couple days ago, James Somerton posted a uh, potential suicide note. However, his co-writer Nick says that there's nothing to worry about because this is also not the first time he's threatened that.
Yeah, he's not just plagiarizing books and stuff now. He's also plagiarizing every white girl from the mid 2000s.
Yeah. And also, if he does go through it, it's not H Bomber Guy's fault. Because when he posted that, I saw some really fucking bad takes that were blaming H Bomber Guy, being like, "Oh, it's H Bomber Guy's fault. He shouldn't have said anything." It's like,
No, he should have said something anyway. Like you can't be like, hey, um, the people who are who've been hurt by this shouldn't know or be informed or be compensated.
oh, that's the other thing is he in the apology video he was like all of the money from this is going to go to H Bomber Guy so he can distribute it to the people I've stolen from. But if he doesn't accept it, then I'll donate it to charity. And and people asked H Bomber Guy like, "Hey, did James Somerton reach out to you to try and give you funds to send to his victims?" And H Bomber Guy's like, "Nope." And also, the onus is not on H Bomber Guy to do that. Like James is the one who should do that. And he also like was like, "Oh, and I talked to some of the people I stole from, and they were very, very grateful that I apologized and just asked me to cite my sources better next time." It's like big fucking X to doubt.
Absolutely brutal exit out.
Yeah. Also, uh he had a section on Jesse Gender, who is a fantastic content creator. Uh and was like, oh, I've apologized to Jesse Gender and everything is all good with Jesse Gender, even though her fans sent me death threats and I called the cops on it and stuff. And uh, the cops told me not to talk to her anymore, but I didn't name her. It's like, uh,
Yeah, you just named her, man, in your video just now.
yeah, no.
One of these
And
though.
also, if they if Jesse Gender had no part in it, then why would the cops tell you to not talk to her? You know, because cause I doubt it even happened at all. Like I doubt the because Jesse Gender also made like an hour-long video responding to it, and was basically like the whole beef with Jesse Gender happened because uh Jesse Gender tried helping get James set up with Nebula,
Mm.
which is a streaming platform, and like sh- James was supposed to reach out to them and start the dialogue, but he never did. And so because he never did, he never got into Nebula, and then he was like, "Oh, ne- Nebula doesn't have any queer creators on it." Despite the fact that there are a decent amount of queer creators on Nebula, uh, like Jessie Gender, and so
Absolutely love.
she called that out.
Crash, thank goodness! I hacked into Cortex's computer and found detailed schematics for an improved Cortex Vortex and a suspicious-looking space station. I'm not sure, but Cortex might be trying to...
Anyway, I decided I'd leave to message you about that, then come right back and help you.
Yeah. Well, this is that's Coco from the future. She had to leave so Coco from the past didn't see her.
Fair enough.
I,
As I said,
I
I've always liked Coco's design slightly more than Crash, and I still love Crash's design.
oh, I love Coco's design. It's the hair.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I love ponytails.
Yeah. The yeah, I do like how they explain being able to play as Coco in this the first one as it being Coco from Crash 3, like post game Crash 3.
Yeah,
So that's
using the
yeah, using the time machine to pop in.
that's fair.
That's like Coco at the end of her timeline. Well, at the end of the timeline of this game.
Yeah, she's still got Crash 4 to go through.
Yeah, and Twin Sanity and Mind Over Mutant.
How many times you beaten this chucklehead? 3 times. Oh, seemed like more.
Well, define beaten. Now, Coco is definitely the kind of person who would avoid telling what's going to happen.
Fair enough. She's too smart.
Yeah.
On a side note, I hate her design in Skylanders.
Oh God, that sounds awful.
She was in the Skylanders TV show for like the final season.
I'm gonna look up her design. I'm expecting it to be as bad as Spyro's Skylander design.
So,
I'm looking. Oh my God, what the fuck? Oh my God, that's awful. She looks like the Cats movie, Cats.
it's an awful design. Yeah, I agree.
It is. It's really bad. It is. The face is too human.
It is very much so, and also like just the way the shading on it is pretty bad.
Wait, what are you doing?
Yeah, there we go. Secret room.
Secret tunnel.
Tunnel. Secret tunnel. Oh, the Avatar TV show live action
I
uses
heard.
secret tunnel in season 1.
Oh. Oh, I thought you were gonna talk about how it got renewed.
Oh no, that's not a surprise. Um, they already put a ton of money into that. No,
I cannot overstate my disappointment.
they use secret tunnel in season 1. What's an air crash?
Oh, it's this one.
I might have to let those go.
Let it go, let it go.
Why would you do this to me?
The question isn't why. The question is why not?
I can't believe you done this.
Oh fuck, I can't believe you've done this.
Whee!
I had Frito pie today.
No. I mean,
After
that's fair. I have no idea what a Frito pie is.
it's Fritos and chili and cheese.
Is this a
And I had
thing from Taco Bell?
No.
Oh, thank God. That sounds like something from Taco Bell. I'm not even gonna pretend.
No. It's a food. Have you never had Frito pie? Is Frito pie just a Texas thing?
Absolutely, just a Texas thing.
I don't think it is. I'm going to after the stream tonight. I'm gonna ask in my server who here has eaten Frito pie, and if Biddy is or who likes Frito pie, and if Biddy is the only one to uh
No,
acknowledge
Warden's
its
also from
existence.
Texas.
Yeah, but Warden doesn't really isn't really active.
Fair
I'm
enough.
not gonna do it. I'm not gonna at everyone.
Fair.
But yeah, no, I made some chili, and it was nice. I had like we finally gotten the place to a state where we're comfortable having guests over. So, when my dad fixed our dryer, he stayed for lunch.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, especially since the chili was a lot of chili. 2 pounds of ground beef, which is more than me and my sis can eat in a single setting.
No, I made the mistake of doing the thing again. Dang it.
I might as well restart the level then, because isn't this the level where you need to get to a
No,
point without dying?
no. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh wow. That was impressive in how bad it was.
Well, you're not playing, so I'm gonna assume that you can't do any better. And
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not playing, which means that everyone can assume I'm really good.
well, I've beaten Crash 4 and you haven't. So what does that say?
I didn't beat it because I got bored with it.
What were you just talking about? How hard it was.
Well, no, I said it was frustrating.
Fair enough.
I.
I enjoyed it.
It's full of artificial difficulty rather than actual difficulty.
Mm. not an absolute agree. I think it's more that it's a little more the skill ceiling's a little higher than Crash is usually comfortable going.
I disagree. I think that it's how do I put this into words? The things that it does that make it difficult are not due to
Fuck.
not due to the oh god.
Please be enough. Please be enough.
A lot
Yes.
a lot of the stuff just feels bullshit. I'll just say that because a lot of it is just bullshit.
Just you wait until the
Especially the
Crash 4 stream and I just blitz through it. just
Are
you.
you gonna 100% it?
No, I have a
Exactly.
life.
Exactly. And that's why I stopped is because like it's the way I play the games is I try to get every box in each level.
I mean, I could, but
When
here's the thing. It's not worth doing it because then I'd feel compelled to do the inverted levels as well. And then I'd be just doing nothing but playing Crash Bandicoot for like five months straight, you know?
fair.
I could do it. I absolutely could 100% it. I just don't want to spend an incredible amount of time where we would definitely run out of commentary well before any sort of like reasonable amount, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Is the fire just deciding it doesn't want to fire? Slide. There we go.
Yeah. When was the last time you saw Cat in the Hat?
I've never seen Cat in the Hat.
Oh my god, we need to watch it. I wish we still had our, I wish the Lorax didn't kill our movie review series. The Cat in the Hat is a bad movie, but my god, it is an entertaining one.
That's fair. It's what the movie that Michael Myers did.
Mike Myers.
Mike Myers.
Michael Myers is Jamie Lee Curtis's mortal enemy.
Fair enough. Also,
I
a
like that
really
one.
great mask.
Well, no, the mask itself is
William Shatner. I know.
yeah,
Uh,
William Shatner.
but
No,
I'm,
no,
I'm
the mask is Jim Carrey.
I was referring to. Have you seen Baby Driver?
Oh yeah, no, I know that scene.
Everybody knows that scene, even if they haven't seen Baby Driver. But
I've seen Baby Driver like once, but that scene is like the only thing I really remember from it.
it's a good movie. I
It's
like
a
Baby
good
Driver.
scene.
It's a
Oh
good
yeah.
scene in a good movie.
Yes, yes. It's the most memorable scene in a really good movie.
Speaking of movie recommendations, have you ever seen The Gentleman?
No, what's that about?
It's by
The
Matthew
mafia
Vaughn.
film?
Yeah, it's a mafia film.
I kind of figured because that sounds like it'd be a mafia film about like an aspiring hitman or some shit.
No, actually, the premise is that it follows a mafia boss who wants to retire, and he's looking to offload his like drug and weed farms to another guy. And while he's trying to do that, all the other criminals are trying to take a bite out of him.
Ah, so it's just a game of succession.
A bit, but it's a lot funnier and it's a lot more clever because at one point, it's very clever. It's a very clever movie. It's by the guy who made The Kingsman,
Yeah,
the good one, the first one.
yeah. You know what kind of movie I would love to see?
What?
A parody of action films that take place in the wild. Like, just using every action film, like blockbuster action film, trope, but just putting in the Wild West. Because that would make them so much more funny. Like, the like endless rounds of ammo applied to a revolver. Like, how many shots. Everyone knows that a revolver has 6 shots. So firing like 20 bullets without reloading would be hilarious. And also like defusing a bomb, but the bomb is just like a bundle of dynamite hooked up to a plunger.
Did you ever
Uh,
see Shanghai Noon?
oh, long time ago.
It's Jackie Chan and
Owen
Owen
Wilson?
Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it a long time. Have you ever seen The Medallion?
No.
That's a Jackie Chan film. It is really good.
It
Its
sounds
plot,
familiar, but I can't tell you anything about it. So.
its plot is that Jackie Chan ends up getting killed to retrieve a medallion that was stolen from a museum or some shit. But the medallion's power causes him to get resurrected and be undying.
Hmm. Neat. Well, we're 1 hour 46 minutes. Do you want to call it here, or do you want to?
Do we have a boss next?
We got unbearable and then a boss. I think.
Let's call it here then. If it was just the boss next, then I'd say do the boss. But if there's an entire other level,
It's not a big level. It's one of the being chased levels. I think.
that's fair. I'm just getting tired. It's been a long day.
Oh yeah, you've been carrying most of the conversation here.
Yeah, because you've been having to concentrate on this game.
Oh, and you've been wanting to talk about SpongeBob and James Simmerton.
And Akira Toriyama.
Fair enough. I was trying to
What?
talk about the plagiarism thing with the Paul Giamatti movie.
Yeah, but we did talk about that. But there's not like.
There is a little more to it, but yeah, fair enough.
I mean, we mentioned who it is that it was plagiarized from.
Fair enough.
So there's really not a whole lot because there's not a whole lot of information about it out yet, other than
Yeah,
that.
the plagiarism. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So, thank you everybody for watching. There's plenty of other stuff on the channel. We will be having, uh, Spyro Reignited, specifically Ripto's Rage.
Yes.
There's also Pikmin 2 on the channel. And finally, my D&D podcast is back. World Disappear, so go check that out. I do have an idea for a comment challenge of the day.
Okay, hit.
Uh, who is your favorite Dragon Ball villain out of all of the Dragon Ball properties?
Frieza.
Really, Frieza?
Yeah, Frieza's great.
Why not Cooler? Cooler. Okay. Real talk though, Cooler's mask, like his second form, looks so fucking cool.
Cooler has a great design, but he is also pretty bare bones. I don't remember him all that well outside of his
Uh,
great design and his like return.
He was basically Frieza. He was basically Frieza with a cooler design.
I mean, you're not wrong, but you're also like not right because Frieza has a great design.
Yeah, but it's not cooler.
Fair enough. I think my favorite one of my favorite scenes with Frieza is from the Super Broly movie.
Oh, is it when like, oh no, a stray shot hit your father?
And now he's dead. It's a tragedy.
I fucking love. Okay, real talk. I love Frieza in the Super era.
I absolutely love the scene building up to it because it's like, do you think he's at his limit? And then Broly's father is like, yes, I believe he is. I don't think so. And then he just shoots him. Pauses,
Yeah,
coughs into his hand, strikes a pose. Broly, it's a tragedy! Your father's been killed by a stray beam!
God, I love Super era Frieza so much because he does it is a chance to be goofy
It really is.
while still also being able to carry that air of intimidation, especially in the lead up to the Tournament of Power.
Frieza's great in general. I think my favorite bit about that is because Frieza's sort of a Saturday morning cartoon villain in that iteration, where he
Yeah,
shows up, causes trouble, then leaves for the next adventure.
yeah, he's not an arc villain like Goku Black is.
Yeah, I mean, showing up, being able to like have a will they won't they relationship with Goku, that makes it all the more fun, you know.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, Frieza's pretty cool. If we were going movie villains, I'd probably say Slug.
Slug's fine. I just don't remember him at all.
He's basically King Piccolo. Like everything he does is beat for beat what King Piccolo did.
Fair enough. I'd probably go with Broly. Uh,
Which one? Original or Super?
Maximum. His power is
Yeah.
maximum Broly. All the movie the sequels suck, but like the first one's is still perfect.
And you like his really dumb motivation.
I love his dumb motivation.
I don't get me wrong. I like it too. It's really dumb. It is so fucking stupid.
It is so stupid. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that out of the way, there's nothing left to say about it. Good night.
Good night, every Crash Bandicoot or mutated possum, especially mutated possums.